with this one, sculpting a version of the First Lady of Professional Wrestling without...
What? What? They're giving these to kids? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be reacting to the most outrageous WWE wrestling action figures of all time. Action figures that are stories of all time. So if you guys haven't yet, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's get into this.
WWE wrestling action figures. From those big rubber LJN monsters to today's highly detailed Mattel masterpieces, they've been entertaining the young and the young at heart for nearly 40 years. But some of those toys, they probably should have stayed on the drawing board. I'm Senior Siete here for 7 Wrestling, and let's take a look at 7 of the most disturbing wrestling toys of all time. Now, if you enjoy this content, do us a favor and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, and vertical suplex the notification bell. Number 1. WWF Maximum Sweat Road Dog. Picture it. The Jakks Pacific office, circa 1999. A group of designers are surrounded by crumpled piles of paper as they try to come up with the next big thing. Finally, one of them stands up and shouts, "I've got it! What if the action figures could actually sweat?" Everybody laughs off this dumb idea and goes on with their brainstorming session. Just kidding. This one made it out of the boardroom and into the homes of disappointed children everywhere. How did it work? Well, to hear the packaging tell it, these bad boys are pumped up and ready to explode. Fill their hot heads with water and watch sweat ooze from their bodies as they heat things up in the ring. Perfect. You know how when kids would talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin, it was never about the beer or the cool shirt.
Who in the right mind would buy this? Who? Like, I know this is the 90s, are you? I said after the 90s. This is... yeah, probably. It has Stone Cold on it, okay, so it's definitely the 80s. Early 2000s. I know action figures wasn't on point back then, but like... that's another level, you know what I mean?
Or the stunners or standing up to authority. Nah, it was always, wow, look at that guy sweat. Okay, then why are we picking on good old Road Dogg?
Oh, weird.
Well, since these figures were maximum sweat, they were also given maximum physiques. And while it isn't ridiculous to portray the buff Billy Gunn like...
Bro. That's Road Dogg? Why does that look like Heath Slater?
this, it is downright insane to create a Road Dogg figure.
That looks like the brown
same Road
That looks like the brown head Heath Slater. Just being honest there.
Dogg who wore friggin' pajama bottoms and t-shirts his entire career to hide his physique. Yeah, to portray him like this is nuts. Yikes. Number 2, LJN Miss Elizabeth. The LJN big hunks of rubber were the first figures ever released by the WWE, and they were awesome, with a talent roster ranging from big stars like Hulk Hogan.
I just now realized it wasn't Road Dogg. I'm very dumb. Send help. Please hold.
Shirts his entire career to hide his physique. Yeah, to portray him like this is nuts.
Holy crap! What is that? Looks like something found in like World War II. Like if DX went to war. Holy crap.
Nuts. Yikes.
I thought
Number 2, LJN Miss Elizabeth. The LJN big hunks of rubber were the first figures ever released by the WWE, and they were awesome, with a talent roster ranging from big stars like Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant. That's him? That's Andre? Alright. You had tag teams like the British Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation, lower card fodder like Corporal Kirshner and Hercules Hernandez. even non-competitors like Bobby Heenan, Vince McMahon, and Mean Gene Okerlund, and if you wanted to complete one of the hottest duos of the 80s, Macho Man Randy Savage would need his manager and secret wife, Miss Elizabeth. But the team at LJN got a little creative with this one, sculpting a version of the First Lady of Professional Wrestling without...
What? What? They're giving these to kids? Yo! This is getting given to kids? Dude!
Out her ring gear on?
Some little kid just casually walking the toy section going, Mom, I want this toy! Why?
Perverts.
Why?
And as these things go, of course word got out, and eventually the figure itself ended up for sale. What's crazy is you can actually purchase this figure on eBay right now if you've got 40 grand and a complete lack of human decency. All we can say is it's a good thing that Randy Savage isn't around to see this, because from all accounts, he would have straight up killed an entire toy company. But maybe we're going too far on this one. It wasn't sold to a mass audience. Nobody would ever sell a hyper-sexualized action figure to kids, right? Number 3, Stomp 3, Sable. Before Sable
I've definitely seen this action figure before.
Was the skin-bearing ratings goddess of WWE. She was
just for context, I collect action figures. I've possibly seen this figure before. It's the one I'm thinking of.
Just Mark Merrow's buddy. She'd wear fashionable evening gowns and escort the wild man to the ring. It wasn't until she wore what I guess constitutes a bathing suit during the 1996 Slammies that she would become a huge deal. So naturally, her action figures went from this to this. Just yeah. Look at the posture on that thing. It's got to be bad for her back. Yikes. You know how some people complain about Barbie's dimensions? Well, apparently that's so her clothing will look right on her body, but this, no, we're pretty sure this was just done to sell some action figures. Number 4, WCW Monday Night
Really?
Hulk Hogan. By the time
You wanna come say hi?
WCW,
Hi. Never. Really? 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 Child, go down there. Jesus. Okay. If now we're back in Chris.
will look right on her body, but this, we're pretty sure this was just done to sell.
To be honest, I've seen worse. Just putting it out there. I've seen
action
worse.
Figures. Number 4, WCW Monday Nitro, Hulk Hogan. By the time the Hulkster hit WCW, he was no stranger to having his likeness put on toys. Action figures, thumb wrestlers, cameras, vitamins, chairs, toothbrushes, Halloween costumes, you name it, and they'd be more than happy to stamp his orange face on it, brother. So it wasn't weird at all when in 1997 the original San Francisco toy makers released their own brand of action figures around the popular WCW Monday Nitro brand and the NWO. There was our buddy the Hulkster, Kevin Nash, whoever this is, Scott Hall, Sting, Lex Luger, The Giant, Kevin Sullivan, and they weren't fantastic likenesses, but what do you want? It was the mid-90s. But what made them memorable was the action feature that would take place when you press the red button on their sides. This would make the whole figure vibrate. Not wrestle, just vibrate. You know, like other things you would purchase that sole purpose was to vibrate, trying to keep this a family video. And why are we picking on the immortal one for this century? Well, let's just say that with his recent sex tape history that, no thanks, brother. Number 5, WWF Deluxe Classic.
TMI.
Classic, Roddy Piper. We talked about this match in our video about moments that no longer appear on the WWE Network, but for those of you who are unfamiliar, back in 1990, Roddy Piper took it upon himself to put an end to racism by making the point that it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Oh hey, this guy had a similar message a year later, but he got his message across through song, and Roddy Piper did it through, let me check my notes, painting half of his body black. Oh boy, what a WrestleMania that was. Anyhow, for whatever reason, when Jakks Pacific was trying to figure out which limited edition figure they could give away to entice press and buyers to visit them during Toy Fair 2007, they came up with this monstrosity. I like to think it's the same guy who came up with the sweaty...
What? What?
Oh, hell no!
What even is that? There's no resemblance. Y'all did him dirty. Looks like half of his... He looks like Two-Face from Batman. Or Harvey Dent, whatever you like to call him, from Batman. And underwear.
wedding action figure. But since this was a corporate giveaway, only 100 figures were creative, which some people would argue is 100 too many. Savage. Body slam him, suplex him, have a blast.
They still have those.
But WCW Hero Heads? That's just a head on a stick. What are kids supposed to do with wrestler's head? Headlocks, DDT, sleeper holds. All these moves require a neck and shoulders.
That is
and
just
of the three,
scary.
Which one's the worst? Sting?
That
Hogan?
is straight
Vader?
up
Well,
just
I'm picking
scary.
Vader as the worst, seeing as out of context, his mask really looks like something out of Pulp Fiction. Not something I want to get for kids. Fortunately, this would be the only time a wrestling head would get someone in trouble. Number 7, WWF SummerSlam 99 Road Rage, Al Snow. Just kidding, a head totally caused all kinds of trouble, and for the dumbest possible
For context, I've met him in real life. I have a photo with Al Snow. He's a guy I though, to be honest with you.
reasons. Out of all the toys on this list that were sold in stores, this was the only one that was actually banned. In 1999, Sabrina Parton, the assistant professor of communications at Kennesaw State University, saw one of the action figures in a Georgia Walmart and complained to the management. She later told the Chicago Tribune, "My sons are 6 and 11. What kind of message would this toy send them about the brutalization of women?" And what was Sabrina so upset about? Well, the Al Snow action figure came with a severed head that has the words "Help Me" scrawled across her forehead in a backwards font. Well, anyone who actually follows professional wrestling knows that this accessory is in fact replicating a mannequin's head. A mannequin's head that Al Snow communicates with because he's a few Canadian destroyers short of an AEW show.
Bro.
It has never been alluded to that the head was that of a real woman. Oddly enough, if Sabrina had done her research, it's possible she had more of a reason to be upset because the mannequin head was frequently used to make oral sex jokes. And to make this into a full circle of hypocrisy,
This is the
this
90s.
headless horseman figure
This is the 90s, and yeah, that's it. Nothing is new.
from the 1990 film Sleepy Hollow could be found in the same toy aisle, with accessories that included, you guessed it, a woman's severed head. Well, that's our list. Did we leave off any wildly offensive wrestling toys? If so, leave them in the comment section below. Also, like this video.
If you guys haven't yet, please like. If you guys haven't yet, please like, subscribe, comment. Comment below what video you would like to see me react to next. I'll see you guys in the next one.